All right, we are going to talk politics now. Joining us once again in our studio is Jeremy Preis, running for Fresno City Council.
Preis.
Yeah. Why do I think I always say that.
It's spelt a little wrong, but it's Preis. It's
Jeremy Preis.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us again.
You bet.
Okay, you're running for City Council District 1.
Yes.
Here in the Tower District where we are. What's the latest? We'll just start with that.
The latest is just trying to get my name out there. Still trying to listen to the people's concerns and problems, and just trying to understand the major issues going on. Trying to get myself more in the loop, so to speak, because I'm not a politician. I'm not political. I'm just an average guy who's lived in this district for almost a little over 20 years, and just trying to get a grasp on what everyone wants. But you're not going to please everybody, obviously, but you're just trying to be aware of it. Yeah.
For everybody that doesn't know, you were a proud police officer here in the city of Fresno for how many years?
15.
15 years. Now you own an insurance agency.
Yes.
Big reason why you have thrown your hat in the race.
Plain and simple, I got tired of complaining.
That's a good answer.
You get to a point to where if you're going to complain, but you fail to do something about it, then it does you no good to complain. I was in the right place in my life to where I could do it, and I look at it as fun, and the opportunity to help this city kind of reinvent itself in this current day and age, and there's so many issues that need to be taken care of, but there's like three really main ones that we need to take care of first. It's the safety, obviously, of this city, and bring jobs back and businesses back and not push them away, and make our neighborhoods still as safe as they can be. So in turn, if we make all those three things happen and we have safe neighborhoods, then our parks kind of become a little more safe as well. So I know there's an emphasis on parks right now, wanting to be more safe and being able to let families have picnics there and play there. Well, you can't do that if you don't have a safe city. It just doesn't make sense. So.
One of the things that, in regards to police, there was a measure to give some officers in the city of Fresno a 20% raise, or what was it exactly?
It was a $20,000 signing bonus.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Which a lot of cities are doing now because it's very hard to get officers right now, right. We're a big city, so we need really competent people here to be police officers. We could go out there and hire everybody, but then there's a vetting process where you have to go through training, and you have to see if your officer safety standards are high enough to be an officer, and there's a washout. There's probably anywhere from a 30 to 50% washout rate with trainees. So to get quality candidates here, you have to have incentive, because that's what all big cities are doing now. I mean, even small businesses are doing it. I was at the Boardwalk this last weekend, and they're giving a $2,700 signing bonus. And I know we're battling the state on that, and that's a different animal. But you just can't give an incentive of money if they live in a certain area of the city. That is not even close to being reasonable, or even acceptable in my book. I mean, that's your.
And what was it? It was south of Shaw.
South of Shaw.
Shaw.
Which south of Shaw is great. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm south of Shaw. I've been south of Shaw since I've owned a home.
Yeah.
And but like I've said before, I didn't walk around the neighborhood patrolling it and making it safer. I was just concerned about my family, and and I was a normal guy.
Right.
Still am. So that was a little bit shocking to me that they wanted to limit it. It just goes to show you how out of touch they are with reality right now in the council.
I want to share a personal story. I'm not going to name any names, but I was desperately trying to get a hold of the police for a situation regarding somebody close to me, but it wasn't happening here in Fresno. It was in another city. And I was on hold. Now, this was not through 911. This was the non-emergency line. And this is in a city where crime is insane right now.
Sure.
And I was on hold for an hour and a half on the non-emergency line. And it got me thinking, everybody's like, defund the police, get rid of the police. But in that moment, I'm worried for some of my family members that could be in danger. And it just And I found out why I was on hold for so long. It's because there's not enough resources in the police force. And it's not just where I was needing to get a hold of, but it's all around the country right now. That really, really made me mad. What thoughts come into your head about that?
You know that when the city's not going to stop growing, they're not going to just say, "Hey, no more houses being built, no more families can move in." And what we want to do is we want this city to grow. We want to have businesses come here. We want to have things made here, right? We want this to be the ground where people thrive in a business. So a lot of it is that not only the department itself, but the inners of the department have to grow too. The dispatchers, that's a whole separate entity. And I believe right now, I believe we're understaffed in our dispatch as well. When you call 911, sometimes you get a recording. And, you know, that's scary, right? So we need a lot of, and it takes dollars because you have to be competitive this day and age. You just can't make it a, you know, throw some money at it and fix it. You have to really concentrate on that to grow the dispatch center, you know, so you don't get a busy signal or you don't get a recording or you don't stay on hold for an hour and a half, right. You know, and then you also have to grow how many officers are out there because right now my understanding is they're taking people out of these detective spots and putting them back in the streets for patrol, which is great. Response is going to be a little faster. However, to investigate the crime in the long run, it's going to take more time because we've now pulled those investigators back into the streets. So, you know, the chief now he's going, what do I do? Do I sacrifice the quality of investigation and the time it takes to get there? Or do I, you know, make the response times lower and take some of those people, you know, you can only do so much with what they have. You know, and I know they have the issues of long-term injury as well. That's going on. It's always been an issue there at the department. So there's a lot of things happening that need to be fixed that a lot of people on the council just don't understand. You know, and to be quite frank, I don't expect them to understand because they weren't there. You know, and the police department's a complicated beast. There's a lot of moving parts that make it successful and a good agency, and you have to, you know. That's one of the businesses you want your employees happy. You know, so yeah.
On the other side of that, do you feel that mental health needs to be a top priority for and training in that department?
You know, as officers, when I was there, we had a good amount of training for mental health.
Okay. It's
very hard for someone to learn every situation about mental health in a matter of a day or a 2-day training. You just need to be aware. Now, they have a unit that deals strictly with mental health. That's what they do. They drive around to mental health calls. They are officers. They get a little more training than we do. They get a little more resources than we do. They get a couple more phone numbers than we do. But that's what they do on a daily basis. And if it needs to be, I'm all for mental health personnel being in the field. Great. They can ride with the officers in that team, you know, and they can be there to help evaluate. Because if we're basing an evaluation off the health and services code, that's all we're doing. Okay, well, you fit the criteria for a 5150 hold. Put them in an ambulance. We'll take them to the hospital. Hospital's overloaded right now, right? So, I mean, you know, now it's kind of one of those things where there's a solution. It'll fix itself over time because it always takes a quick time for something to mess up and a long time for it to smooth out.
Yeah.
So they're trying and they'll get there. We will get there as a city.
Okay. Yeah. Couple more things I want to talk about. Let's start with the Tower Theater. You have an update on that since you're running in District 1.
Yeah, the Tower Theater is a unique beast. You know, it's a private cell that the city has really gotten involved in. And in my opinion, they shouldn't have. Talking to both parties involved with that sale and purchase and knowing that it's still going to be the Tower Theater. It's just going to be a new owner. The church is going to own it and still have events there, still have shows, still have, you know, concerts, the whole thing. And the church has been having services there for, I think, over like 5 years or something. They've always been there. So common sense needs to become a factor in this. If it's been there for this long and nothing's going to change, everything's going to be the same, the city need not be involved. It's not going to change the schematics of the Tower Theater, or the whole Tower District will stay the same. There was at one point, I know that they're planning to put some lofts over around the Tower Theater to make it more of a...
That'd be cool.
Yeah, make it more of a destination for people to come in from out of town.
Right.
Because they have software that tells them it's just not people from Fresno going to these concerts. It's people from all over California.
Yeah, yeah.
And that just needs to stop. And we need to get on with that, because there's much worse things to worry about than that.
One of the topics I'm super excited to talk to you about, and I'm praying this is going to happen. Six Flags coming to Fresno.
I think that'd be awesome.
Right?
Yeah. How many jobs would that be?
So many.
Yeah.
You get into city council. Will you help to see if you can help make that happen?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm not a guy that's going to say the right thing all the time, and I'm not, I'm going to figure out the answer because I might not know it, but that is awesome. You think about, how many people that's going to employ throughout this city and county, right? We have so many small cities throughout this county that where people can drive 15, 20 minutes and have a really smoking job at an amusement park, whether it be a ride operator, cleaning the restrooms, or being, head of marketing. We have, they're going to need to fill all those positions.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I don't know the sites they're looking at to put it, but I shoot, that'll bring a whole nother dynamic to the city, as well as we'd have to revamp our, get some new places to stay and hotels and things of that nature. But I think that's great.
David Taub is a reporter with GV Wire. He's going to be coming on my show, I think tomorrow or next week. So we'll talk to him more. But in his article, some of the locations that they were talking about, number one was downtown Fresno. Number two, somewhere off Highway 99. Mm-hmm. Number three, somewhere in Clovis. If they put it in downtown Fresno, that would be in your district.
No.
Right? No.
Mine
It cuts off right there. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, but if they put it somewhere in 99, it could be in your district.
Sure. West of 99 there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else do you see? Do you see any other attractions that we should, as a city, bring in?
That's a great question. You don't know what's going to happen after a big company like that comes in and creates its own environment wherever it goes, right? So like I said, they're going to have hotels, they're going to have restaurants, they're going to have parking structures. You're going to have all these things that need to be have employees, which is huge. And then you take an area, say west of 99. There's a lot of dry area out there, a lot of flat area around the water park, and there are homes going into, and you have to find the right spot. And so, picture this: you have a amusement park surrounded by orchards or vineyards, and you have this unique scenery of the Central Valley, that no other city with a park has, because except for like the boardwalk, you have the beautiful coastline, and that's awesome. But that'd be good, and then you can have the opportunity to get more small, fun things in there. We already got the Dave & Buster's. Yeah, that was huge.
Yes,
still is. It's a great place, but just more fun places like that, like a Topgolf would be great to get in here, right? And a Topgolf, you go and you can spend $600 without even knowing it, because you just had a great time with some food and beverages with some friends. And that'd be something worth looking in to get here. There's so many fun things we can do and invite into the city, because we have the people to staff it. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. And when people are busy working, they have less time to do other things. They get in trouble or do what else. So we have a lot of people that need assistance getting jobs. These would be great ways to get entry level positions to those people, and I'm sure they're going to pay pretty well. So yeah, I mean, it's a great plan.
And then also thinking of all of the money from people that'll be coming out of town and
Yep.
spending their money at our businesses.
The tax revenue would be outstanding.
Huge,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
All right. Anything else? Anything else I missed for this interview?
No, just visit the website. It's right there on the bottom. jpforcitycouncil.com. If you have any concerns, you can email me or even call my cell phone. There's the number. I'm open to anything. If unless you're going to call and be mean, I'll probably delete it. But if you have a direct concern and you're angry, I'll listen. Right. But yeah, please call and ask questions and give me input. I'd love it.
559-321-7903 or JP4, the number 4, citycouncil.com.
Yes.
Jeremy Preis. Thanks for joining me.
You bet. You bet.
Right.
Pleasure.
Keep us updated.
You bet.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We'll be right back.